Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another Pokemon business update video. This is going to be for the month of July, going into August right now. But for those of you who are new, every month I come out with a video where I try and talk about the updates and what I've been doing for my Pokemon business that I started at the beginning of the year. So if you're new, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know your comments, thoughts, whatever you want to ask down in the comments below. And let's get right into the video. Now, during this past month, I'm sure if you guys have been following the channel or following my Instagram, which I'll plug it right there, it's been crazy. I've been traveling all over the country. I've been buying inventory for Collecticon for Richmond in a few weeks. I've been meeting a ton of people. I've been prioritizing filming content. It's been nuts, and that's kind of what this video is going to be talking about. It's going to be kind of recapping all of that, my goals and intentions, some things that I've really changed about the business, which I think have been extremely helpful, and I can't wait to talk about them. And then just kind of the update, sales numbers, profit numbers, margin, all that, which I'm sure you guys love to see. And I always say this in every video, but every number I talk about in here is truthful. Everything I do is truthful. You guys see it all on camera, so I don't want you to think I'm making anything up. This is truthfully what has been going on in the business, and I hope you guys can learn from it. Now, from that intro, something I talked about and something that has been on my mind this whole month is inventory. There wasn't much selling this month. This month was all about getting as much stuff as I could for Collecticon that I thought would move at the show. I'd get a lot of content with, I'd be able to make a good margin on, and I think I did a really good job of that. Just to highlight some of the pickups, we have a full art set of the Neo Genesis blisters. I got a Gold Star Mew and a PSA 9, which looks really good in the graded guard, so we got that all set up. Plus, look at the labels that I've been working on. Let me know if you guys like those. I think they look sick, and I got this printer and I've been messing around with it, but I think it looks pretty cool. Also got a Shining Celebi and a PSA 9, and this is just examples of everything going on, but really getting my inventory down has enabled me to do a lot of things. Obviously, you guys know I talk about social media a lot. Filming content with this stuff has been nothing but a blast. Having this stuff presents opportunity for eyes to get on my channel, eyes to get on my Instagram, and that brings business to me. So that it's marketing behind itself. So these things do pay for themselves on top of just the profit that I make. As well as I've been diversifying the card portfolio, if you will. So if you look at like a stock portfolio, you never want to be invested in just one genre, like tech. You don't want to be all in tech. You want to have some tech, some fashion, some real estate, maybe some index funds. That's how I look at these cards. I am now in vintage sealed, vintage cards, some mid-era cards, and then now I have a lot of the modern cards, which is where I do best at for my business. With this, it's brought in different transactions, meeting different people. When I was at the National, I was meeting so many cool people, just doing deals, and it kind of led me to be buying stuff that is nuts. I mean, we got the Poncho Pikachu and a PSA 10. It's insane. Like doing deals like that when I started with $200 at the beginning of the year, and now to see the inventory that we're up to, it's amazing to me. And being able to fill a box, I want to show you guys like everything that I have. So right now you guys can kind of see, but this box is pretty much full. I have gotten into a different like way of selling, which I'm really excited for. Shout out to Zion, but these are like their little encased selling slabs. And when I was at the National, I got a bunch of them, which was really awesome from Zion. I bought one of their cases to use at my vendor table, so when I did that, the guy threw in a bunch of that stuff. The National was amazing. Like, if you guys can go next year, I believe it's going to be in Atlantic City. I really recommend it, but you can see, like, the amount of inventory I have, the diversity that I have. I can pull out a card right now, and we got a Ditto PSA 10, which shout out Ditto. Like, that card is not vintage and not mid-era by any means, but it's something that's really attractive. It's going to look great in the case, and I'm extremely excited to see what kind of business I'm able to do in person, because cash is king. Cash transactions are awesome. That's where you make most of your margin because you don't have to pay shipping. It enables so many options, and being able to diversify the inventory, meeting everybody, building these relationships, it pays for itself on top of those margins. Now, I won't say that I'm not spending a lot of money on inventory, but it kind of brings me to the second part of this video, and that's getting into trades. Getting into trading has been something that was a little bit scary for me in the beginning. I just felt more comfortable buying cards and selling cards, one transaction, get it done. Being the person who receives the cards first, that has been a top priority to me. It gives me safety if something goes wrong, all that stuff. I'm taking in those cards and then shipping out the inventory afterwards. And I think that's because I've built that trust on Instagram. I have a lot of backing. I have a lot of feedback on there. You can see everything under my highlights. You can see all the deals I do. That just comes with building your name. And I always talk about that. Your name is everything in this hobby. And I believe everybody in the sports world will say that, Pokemon world will say that. The more you build your name, the better you're able to do it. Trading. Trading has been an absolute blast for me. Take this for example. I'm going to post a video like right next to me if I can. But this Rayquaza Pikachu, I am in at $2,775. And if you know the market on that, right now it's between 2.8 and 2.85. I went extremely big on it because I was like, this card will bring eyes. This card will bring attention. I need it in my case. I want it there at Collecticon. It's not making it to Collecticon. It has been traded, and hopefully the video is up there by now by the time this video goes up. But we got so much stuff for that. I'll kind of read off of just a couple things, but Gengar VMAX PSA 10. Multiple 151 PSA 10s, 2 raw Rayquaza Vs from Evolving Skies on top of 2 PSA 10 Rayquaza Vs. I believe it was between 20 to 25 cards and $3,350 in total value that I got to trade that card. That is the power of owning these bigger cards that I am now realizing. You have something like this Mew. This Mew just sold for $1,650. I have a $1,700 price tag on it. That's because it's actually really cool to me. Like, I kind of want to keep it, but I understand, gotta move it. The power of trading is if you do $1,650, or let's do $1,600 for easy math, I trade at 80%. If you ever want to trade with me, it is going to be at 80%. So you have to multiply the total value of my card times 1.2. That's what I'm looking for trade, because I sell at 90% almost all the time, or 95. Like, that's, I usually cut deals if they're bigger cards. So that's just bumping me up a little bit more and creating a wider margin for me. So I would need $320 on top of 1,600, so 1,920. That's the kind of trade value I'm looking for. And that's insane because I am in this card at $1,200. It's that is the power of trading. If you guys are getting into this, I really recommend it. I have another trade going on here, which if I can show off, I will. This Blaziken VMAX, which shout out Viz, Invisible Breaks on Instagram. I picked this up from him for $330. It's a $400 slab, so that's just over 80%, I believe. Yeah, 320 would be 80%. So I traded this for 5 Hidden Fates PSA 10s. That brought me up to about $460 in trade value, or $480, $460, right around there. And those weren't the only cards that I picked up off of him. I picked up some really good stuff. Here's a War Turtle from 151, and then there's a couple other cards that I just can't grab right now. But I bought that card plus multiples and a lot. I paid $440 for it. And off one card, I'm into $460, plus the cards that I picked up off of him. So you can see the difference. If you guys want to do trades, do it smart, do it safe. Don't send first. Do not send first if you are the one with the bigger card. If you're the one with somebody wants that card, do not be the one to send first. Make sure you receive it. Make sure everything's good. Then send it out. And if you're sending big cards like this, please send it with insurance. That's something that I pride myself on. I will never send something over $500 without at least signature or insurance. So just a tip for you. But talking about the deals, talking about trading has been a huge thing for me. So that's just something that I've implemented. Not saying you guys have to do it. If you want to stick to the model that I was doing for the last 6 months, where it's just buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, do it. Or you can trade it in person if you're not comfortable doing online. You just got to learn, make sure you take precautions, and you'll be all right. And then getting into the point where I always talk about in these videos, social media. Social media has been top priority for me because I am focusing on growing this. I am really hard on myself to make sure that I am always producing content, not only on Instagram, which is the main driving point of everything that I do, but also on YouTube. I've been uploading once a week, main videos, plus shorts throughout the week, every week since I've started this. And now I've kind of diversified over to TikTok as well, just reposting the content I'm making, kind of tweaking it a little bit to fit the TikTok algorithm, which is like their sounds. I don't know. I can't figure out TikTok. I swear to God, it's like the most difficult thing in this hobby. But I'm still posting because I'm so hard on myself. I'm trying to post 2 reels a day or 15 stories a day. Like, I'm really, really going after this because I want to be the best. That's my motto. I don't like being second, and there's always going to be something or someone I want to catch, and then I want to keep going and going and going, and that's the benefit about this. But I have noticed I have gotten some questions about what do I use to edit, what do I use to film? What do I use to make all the content that I do? Obviously, Pokemon cards is what I use to make the content. But in terms of camera, I use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo with the DJI mic, which I'm using right now. I have a variety of different stands and like things you can put on the wall just to hold it, tripod, stuff like that. Like, you guys just kind of have to learn. Get yourself a really nice camera or phone camera one if you can. That's big for recording like in-hand openings, pack openings, whatever it may be. And then I use Final Cut Pro, which is on the MacBook. That's the Mac side of editing. I use CapCut, I use Canva, and I use Procreate to do all my graphic designing, which I've been doing forever. So those are the biggest ones that I use. You really don't need Final Cut Pro 2. That is like if you've been editing for years and you've learned to use it and learned to love it, which I have been since high school, so that's why I like it. But if you want to stick to like CapCut, I recommend doing the $8 a month Pro version, and you can literally run with it. It is amazing. All of my reels I actually take from Final Cut Pro and put them into CapCut because I just think it works really well. It does AI captions if you have the Pro version. You can do all this landscaping, ratios. You can literally make a YouTube video, which is, I forget the ratio, it's just the normal one when you upload it, and then take it to a 9:16. You zoom out and boom, you have like reels made from your entire video, which you guys know I post all the time on Instagram. So that's what I use, and I really recommend it if you can. But filming, editing, that's what I use. If you guys want to check it out, you know, plug in the Instagram again. But go over to Instagram. You can see all of the things that I videotape. I have gotten better and better through doing this. If you look back, you're going to notice that initially I was filming with the face cam on my iPhone. Then I flipped it around because the cameras on the back of your iPhone are actually a lot better. Now I film my reels, which literally just started this week, on this DJI camera because I have no idea why. I didn't realize if you turn it vertically, you can literally film in 9:16. So it's been a learning curve, but we're getting there. So that's what I use to make all the content. But with those 3 points in mind, now it's time to get into the business numbers. Now it's time to get into the nitty gritty of what I've been doing this entire past month, where we're at this year, and the goals that I'm setting for myself. So I said in the beginning, inventory. This month was buying. This was not selling. So this number hasn't changed much, but the intention is with Collecticon, the inventory I have, whatever doesn't sell, it's going on Instagram claim sales. It should be a pretty big month. This should be my biggest month of the year if I work hard enough. But a couple sales that I like to show, which we're going to put over here. So we have the Charizard Neo Japanese promo PSA 9, which I picked up at Collecticon, plus a Gold Star Celebrations Umbreon PSA 10 I graded myself. Paid $102.41 for those, sold them for $125 and netted $18.48 after shipping and label and fees and all that stuff. So little $20 win basically on that. War Turtle 151 PSA 10. I graded this card. I am in it at $32.80 after grading, buying the card, all that. Sold it for $110 and netted $72.59. And then here is the big one. This is a Crown Zenith lot. So this is going to be my biggest loss. I always like to highlight losses too because they do happen. Like, that needs to be talked about. If you think you're getting into this without losing, I'm still losing, and I've been doing it for 7 months now. And I got a feeling 3 years from now I'm still going to be losing because that's the name of the game. I graded all these cards. They came out to $251.41, PSA 9s. I sold them for $210. I lost $47.28 on this. But the idea is I've liquidated that $210 into, I don't know, maybe like this Charizard M. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just back into it because if it's sitting still and it's not selling, it's not making the business money, which obviously that's kind of a big deal. And with that being said, though, there are purchases that I have made. I kind of talked about it inventory-wise. So in terms of inventory, and this is just me giving a rough estimate based on like some math that I did on what I have, but I believe my inventory right now is between $10.5 to $12,000. And that's me being like probably somewhere around the middle because I have so much coming in trade that once those are here, which hopefully you guys saw the video and it showed up all good, that's where I'll be at. So that kind of shows that it's going to be a bigger month of selling. Like that's the intention behind this. But a couple things that I did buy. So here's that Blaziken lot that I talked about earlier for $440. I also bought this Charizard. The cool thing about this Charizard, I paid $160 for it. It is mislabeled. And I thought that was cool. I like unique stuff, and it might just spark a conversation. It might sit with me for a while. I have no idea. But it's a base set 2 Charizard, but it says base set on the label. And it pops 81 to a base set Charizard PSA 7. It's really weird. I thought it was kind of cool, and it was the lowest sale price. So 160 to 250 is what a PSA 7 base set 2 Zard did. So I paid $160 for it. I think it's worth the gamble, even if I trade it. But it was a really good pickup. And then the blister packs, which I talked about earlier, definitely my coolest purchase of this past month. Paid $1,600 for that. Shout out to Jay. He's an awesome friend. And yeah, so those are some pickups. Those are some sales. And then here are the numbers. So in terms of what I have paid through the year, $34,971.79 is what I have paid. That is me picking up everything. I have sold $47,711.15 in Pokemon cards, sealed product, whatever it may be. And my profit is at $8,350.49 on the year, which is a 23.88% profit margin. That is an awesome number, and I'm not going to act like I'm not happy with that. I'm just looking forward to selling this inventory. That number is going to be way bigger next month, and I can't wait to talk about it. I hope I remember to talk about it like I'm talking about this one. I'm extremely happy, extremely proud of that number, but I'm ready for Collecticon. I'm ready to start making some big claim sales. I'm ready to really move a lot of this inventory. I want to be back to the buying phase. That's the funnest phase for me because I get to negotiate and go up to these tables and give it all. Still, having 10.5 to 12K in inventory on top of 8.35 in profit, being over 20% margin, everything is lining up. Everything is doing really well, and I'm really pumped about that. So, but again, not going to settle until I get to those goals. So what are my goals? My goal for the year was to make 10,000 in profit. It went from 5 to 10, and I plan on hitting that soon. That's number one. And making money is not everything. Don't think that's it. That's just my profit number that I've had a goal for. Number two is seeing where I can take this YouTube channel, seeing how much I can get done in 1 year. I'm really curious to see how far I can push it. I think I can hit 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and that would be amazing to me. Instagram, I would like to, and this is the hard one, hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. So those are my 3 goals right now. I want to hit the 10K profit goal in 1 year. I want to hit 3,000 on YouTube, and I want to hit 10,000 on Instagram, which that's going to be the hard one. That's the one that I got to keep making content for, which we're just about to hit 6,000, and that's insane. So all those goals said, all these numbers said, all these things that I've been learning. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to wrap it up right here. We're going to be filming the $100 challenge video next. You guys just watch my train night, and then it's Collecticon time. So if you guys are going to the Richmond one, stop by, come say hi. I got plenty of stickers coming. I got plenty of cards to sell. Let's do some deals. Go check out the socials, all that good stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.